Brother, let me tell you something that might save you years of pain. The woman who destroys your life won't look dangerous at first. She'll be beautiful, charming. She'll make you feel like the center of her universe. Until you're trapped. I've watched good men lose everything because they ignored red flags they couldn't even see. Their careers destroyed, their confidence shattered, their bank accounts drained, and it all started with one critical mistake. They didn't know what to look for. Today, I'm breaking down the 6 types of women who will systematically dismantle everything you've built. These aren't the obvious red flags everyone talks about. These are the hidden patterns that slip past your defenses. And if you stay to the end, I'll reveal the one type that's most dangerous. Because she makes you destroy yourself. Let's begin. She's always in crisis. Every single week there's a new emergency. Her car broke down. Her boss hates her. Her family is toxic. Her roommate betrayed her. Drama follows her like a shadow. At first you think she's just unlucky. You want to be her hero, her protector, the stable force in her turbulent world. It feels good to be needed that way. It feels like purpose. Here's the truth. She doesn't have problems. She is the problem. The chaos isn't happening to her. It's radiating from her. And once you're in her orbit, you become part of the wreckage. Your peace disappears. Your focus fractures. Your energy drains into an endless black hole of manufactured crises. Jung called this perpetual identification with the victim archetype. She's addicted to the emotional intensity of crisis because it's the only time she feels alive. The only time she gets attention. Calm feels like abandonment to her, so she unconsciously creates chaos to maintain the emotional supply she craves. You're not her boyfriend. You're her emotional life support system. Your goals, delayed. Your friendships, neglected. Your mental health, collateral damage. But here's where most men fail. They think their love can heal her. They believe if they just stay consistent enough, strong enough, patient enough, she'll finally feel secure. Brother, you can't fill a cup with no bottom. The chaos will never end because she doesn't want it to end. And that's why the next type is even more dangerous. Because she doesn't look chaotic at all. She remembers everything. Every favor you didn't return. Every time you were 5 minutes late. Every dinner you didn't pay for completely. Your relationship isn't a partnership. It's a ledger. She keeps mental tabs on every transaction, every gesture, every word. And she's always calculating whether you're doing enough. Nothing is ever quite equal. The balance is never quite right. This woman will make you feel perpetually inadequate. You'll pour yourself out trying to prove your worth, and it will never be enough. Because the scorekeeping isn't about fairness. It's about control. As long as you're in debt to her, she has power over you. The moment you think you've done enough, she'll move the goalposts. Seneca warned about those who keep accounts in friendship. The scorekeeper operates from fundamental scarcity. She believes love and value are finite resources that must be protected. She can't give freely because she doesn't believe you will. Every act of love becomes a transaction to be audited. Trust never develops because she's constantly measuring, constantly suspicious, constantly defending against the betrayal she assumes is coming. But here's where most men fail. They try to prove themselves through overgiving. They think if they just do more, give more, sacrifice more, she'll finally feel secure. Brother, you're not solving the problem. You're feeding it. Every time you try to even the score, you validate the transactional framework. You teach her that love is something you earn, not something you share. But at least the scorekeeper is calculating what you do. The next type, she's calculating who you are. When you meet her, she's fascinated by everything you love. Your music, she loves it too. Your hobbies? She's always wanted to try them. Your friends? She thinks they're amazing. Your goals? She's completely supportive. She mirrors you perfectly. It feels like you've found your soulmate. Someone who just gets you on every level. Finally, someone who shares your vision of life. Here's what you don't realize. She has no core identity of her own. She's not sharing your interests. She's consuming your identity to fill the void where hers should be. 6 months in, you'll notice something disturbing. She has no friends she didn't meet through you. No hobbies she didn't adopt from you. No opinions that aren't echoes of yours. You haven't found a partner. You've found a parasite. Psychologists call this identity diffusion. She never developed a stable sense of self, so she borrows yours. At first, this feels like perfect compatibility, but eventually, the weight becomes suffocating. She doesn't want to do things with you. She wants to be you. Every decision requires your input because she can't trust her own preferences. Her entire emotional state depends on your mood. You can't breathe without her needing to know why. But here's where most men fail. They confuse this mirroring with deep connection. They think she understands them better than anyone. Brother, she doesn't understand you. She's erasing herself to maintain your attachment. And when you inevitably need space, when you inevitably want her to have her own life, she'll experience it as total abandonment. Because without you, she doesn't exist. Before we go deeper into these dangerous patterns, let me ask you something. Are you starting to recognize anyone? Maybe someone from your past. Maybe someone in your present. If this video is opening your eyes, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Because I'm going to keep giving you the unfiltered truth that protects you from these traps. Knowledge is your armor, brother. And we're just getting to the dangerous part. She talks about forever on the second date. Marriage, children, the house you'll buy, how perfectly you'll fit into her life plan. She introduces you to her family early. She talks about your future together constantly. Every conversation is about when we, and after we, and once we. It feels intense, romantic, like she's all in from the start. You think finally, a woman who knows what she wants and isn't playing games. But here's the trap. None of it is real. The future faker is selling you a fantasy to lock you in now. She's not planning a future. She's trying to trap you in the present. Those plans will never materialize. The timeline will always shift. The goalposts will always move. 6 months becomes a year. A year becomes when the timing is right. And suddenly, you've invested years into a future that was always a mirage. Machiavelli understood this manipulation. Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that the deceiver will always find someone ready to be deceived. The future faker exploits your desire for commitment and meaning. By creating the illusion of shared destiny, she bypasses your natural caution. You stop evaluating whether the relationship is actually good because you're too busy investing in what it will be. Brother, the future she's selling isn't a plan. It's a control mechanism. But here's where most men fail. They wait. They're patient. They think she's just scared, or the timing isn't right yet, or I need to be more successful first. You're not being patient. You're being manipulated. Real commitment shows itself in present actions, not future promises. If she's serious about forever, she'll take real steps today. If it's always tomorrow, tomorrow never comes. And that manipulation brings us to perhaps the most psychologically damaging type. She's hot and cold. 1 week, she's loving, attentive, everything you've ever wanted. The next week, she's distant, critical, barely responsive. You never know which version you're getting. The inconsistency becomes your obsession. When she's warm, you feel euphoric. When she's cold, you feel desperate. You study her moods. You analyze every text. You're constantly trying to figure out what you did wrong, what you can do better, how to get back to those perfect moments. Brother, listen carefully. This is the most addictive relationship pattern that exists. Intermittent reinforcement is how casinos keep gamblers pulling slot machine levers. It's how addiction works. The unpredictability creates a dopamine response stronger than consistent love ever could. You're not falling deeper in love. You're being conditioned. And the withdrawal when she pulls away? That's not love. That's addiction. Behavioral psychology has proven that intermittent reinforcement creates stronger attachment than consistent reward. When affection is unpredictable, your brain becomes hypervigilant, constantly scanning for signs of approval. You become addicted to those moments of warmth because they're rare and therefore precious. Meanwhile, she maintains complete control. You're always chasing, always performing, always anxious. Stable, consistent love starts to feel boring compared to this emotional roller coaster. She's not complicated. She's manipulative. But here's where most men fail. They think they can earn consistent love through perfect performance. They believe if they just figure out the pattern, if they just do everything right, she'll finally become stable. Brother, the inconsistency is the strategy. The hot and cold pattern isn't something she's struggling with. It's how she maintains power. The moment you become predictable, the moment she's secure, she loses control. So the chaos continues. But here's what's terrifying. All these types are dangerous. But the final one? This is the one most men never see coming, and it's the most destructive of all. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. The most dangerous woman isn't dangerous because of who she is. She's dangerous because of who you are when you're with her. She's the one who perfectly activates your deepest wound. If you have abandonment issues, she'll be inconsistent. If you have worth issues, she'll make you prove yourself. If you need to be needed, she'll be helpless. She's not randomly toxic. She's specifically toxic to your unhealed trauma. This is the painful part, brother. You chose her because of these patterns, not despite them. On some unconscious level, you recognized the familiar pain. The dynamic felt like home because it matched what you learned in childhood. Your nervous system confused familiarity with compatibility, and now you're trapped in a relationship that's slowly destroying you. But you can't leave because it feels like leaving would mean abandoning yourself. Jung called this projection and shadow work. We don't just attract people randomly. We attract mirrors of our unresolved wounds. The chaos generator attracts men who learned that love means being a savior. The scorekeeper attracts men who learned that affection must be earned. The identity absorber attracts men who want to control their partner's existence because they feel out of control themselves. The future faker attracts men who can't be present because they're always chasing validation just ahead of them. The intermittent reinforcer attracts men addicted to earning love because they never felt unconditionally valued. This is the deepest truth. Until you heal your own wounds, you'll keep attracting the same type of woman with a different face. But here's where most men fail. They think the solution is to find a better woman. They leave one toxic relationship, and 6 months later, they're in the same pattern with someone new. Brother, you're not choosing wrong. You're wounded, and wounded people are attracted to what's familiar, not what's healthy. The woman isn't the problem. She's the symptom. Until you do the internal work, until you understand why you're attracted to these patterns, you'll keep repeating the cycle. The real question isn't what type of woman should I avoid. The real question is, what wound in me makes these women attractive? Listen carefully. This isn't about hating women. It's about protecting yourself. It's about understanding patterns that destroy good men. And most importantly, it's about waking you up to your role in these dynamics. The truth is, brother, healthy women don't date wounded men expecting them to heal through the relationship. And healthy men don't date toxic women expecting their love to fix them. Compatibility isn't about finding someone who fits your wounds. It's about healing your wounds so you can recognize actual compatibility. You want to know the real solution? Become the man who's too healthy to find these patterns attractive. Do the therapy, do the self-work, understand your childhood, heal your attachment style. Build a life so fulfilling that chaos feels repulsive, scorekeeping feels exhausting, and intermittent reinforcement feels like the manipulation it is. The right woman won't feel like an addiction. She'll feel like peace. Now, if this video helped you see something you needed to see, drop a comment telling me which type hit closest to home. Let's build a brotherhood of men who choose better. Subscribe if you want more unfiltered truth. And remember, you deserve a love that doesn't require you to sacrifice your sanity. Stay strong, brother.